Hooters was made possible thanks to the support from PEDAL, People for the Ethical Treatment of Lesbians, and the Shoot It Girl Foundation. 20 million lesbians, 20 million films. I have a recurring dream. In this dream, I am a writer trying to write the perfect lesbian film. I type and type, but nothing seems to make sense. Should I write about the past? My first love? My first cat? My first feminist book club? My first bar fight? It's been 20 years now, and all I have are questions and more questions. What type of lesbian am I? Am I the right type of lesbian? Why did I get all those strange haircuts? The more I search for answers, the more I feel like something is searching for me. But what? Suddenly, I see her. A lady in an owl mask. As I unmask my predator, I realize what's been following me is me. But older. Welcome to Hooters, the making of older, wiser, lesbian cinema. I'm Anna La Chocha, investigative reporter. And this is an owl, also known as a hooter. They say when lesbians turn 40, they either become owls, older, wiser lesbians, or just simply become LOVs, lesbians over 40. It's the former that interests us tonight. You see, for most women, lesbian culture is a punctual period in time, mainly consulted during our delicate coming out period. It's a moment in our lives we yearn to learn about what it means to be a lesbian. Who are our icons, our heroes, our thinkers? Today, as we move towards equality and assimilation into the mainstream, do we still need lesbian culture and the unique perspective we have on the world? I say yes, and luckily, I'm not the only one. Our story begins with filmmaker Cheryl Dunye, best known for making The Watermelon Woman, the first Black lesbian film. After a couple of starts and stops in the Hollywood system, Cheryl wanted to return to her roots.
I call it sort of like the Little Rascals form of filmmaking, where it's like, our gang, and come on, Buckwheat, come on, Darla, come on, Spanky, let's make a film today.
Fate would have it that producers Candy Gutierrez and Ernesto Foronda were also yearning for a return to grassroots filmmaking.
We're gonna start this dinner meetings with all these queer filmmakers in LA to get them together and actually start to communicate with each other again. Cheryl was one of the first proactive ones that said, well, I have a project.
Cheryl's longtime collaborator, Alex Juhas, producer of The Watermelon Woman, would also join the team.
Political issues, contemporary issues in the lesbian community that Cheryl doesn't want to write about, isn't equipped to write about, isn't interested in. are leaking into this movie through this collective because we're shooting the voices of people working on the film.
The economic collapse means a lot less crap, means a lot less corporate control of the arts.
In a matter of weeks, filmmakers, activists, scholars, collaborators of all ages, genders, and sexualities would band together, in front and behind the camera, to form the Parliament Collective and create The Owls, the story of 4 older, disillusioned lesbians from the 90s, now living secluded lives away from the hubbub and limelight they once knew. Carol, ex-activist and aging black butch,
This is where owls go. They go to their little nest.
plays house and hopes for a child with ex-riot girl import from London, Lily, not quite yet committed to the retired family life.
You know what? I used to live in London. I had a life there.
Their longtime frenemies, Iris,
Cocktail.
the alcoholic ex-riot girl who's still angling for more minutes of fame, and MJ,
Iris, do you believe in ghosts?
her longtime lover and recent ex.
And none of this would have happened if you weren't such a fucking mess.
It had been a year since Iris left their nest, that horrible night when they killed that baby dyke, Cricket, and hid the body. Now Iris is back, and she's not the only one. Sky, Cricket's lover, has come to town for revenge. With only a few weeks to prepare, their challenge is to shoot a feature film in 6 days.
Anyone in this room who's ever made a film knows that it's virtually scientifically impossible to shoot 60 pages of a script in 5 days.
With a tiny budget, and to do it through the collaborative filmmaking process where absolutely everyone has a say.
I think also.
I still think.
So I just feel like, you know what? None of this shit has anything to do with this. You know, this is fucking bullshit, man.
Sound like a recipe for disaster? We'll soon find out. Birds of a feather filmed together.
I guess I feel like, and I felt like this in Cheryl's treatment as well, that that everything that happens leading up to Cricket being killed is so much more over the top than it needs to be for everything else to happen. Like,
This is in Cheryl's original.
I know it is, and I fully plan to argue with her about it. She doesn't have to be. She call her a black bitch. She doesn't have to basically rape me. Like, are we supposed to think that Cricket deserved to die because she's such a little asshole?
Yeah. Okay, our generation is depraved. We're doomed, and our lives are hell. Because everything our parents said about us was true. We can't solve our own problems. But we want the next generation to love us and respect us, and they don't. They're totally different.
Right.
So we hate them. They have contempt for us, and we resent them. And they're going to be brutal to us, and we're going to kill them.
Right.
Now this over-the-top plot is a metaphor. Have you ever felt that? I have felt that.
Felt like underappreciated by the younger generation.
Like some girl who has power in some job where she can be out, where no one my age and my time ever could be, and then I ask her for help and she treats me like shit.
Right.
And I want to kill her.
I don't know.
Our generation, who made a lot of things possible for the people after us, they do not honor us.
You think a lot of women sacrifice their ideal because of sex in the 90s?
No, they gave up power. People who were going to be out. People who are going to be out in their work, going to be out personally. We're not going to play any games. We're not going to have, ambiguous protagonists and all this stuff. That group of people has paid an enormous professional price, especially in my age group. I came out in 75. You had to be a hero to be out at that point. It's real oppression culture, and everything was a secret. I come from the dirty, dark secret generation. I mean, I did homosexuality before I knew what it was. I had never heard the word. You know, and that's not possible now. You can see it in every generation, like, who's better known, Susan Sontag or Audre Lorde?
Susan Sontag.
Susan Sontag.
Probably lesbians, maybe know Audre Lorde more.
I would have to say Audre Lorde 60%, Susan Sontag 40%.
But I think Susan Sontag, I would like to say, is probably better known, like, to the general public.
Definitely Audre Lorde. I mean, the name looks familiar to me, and I never read, ever. So, yeah.
And then I think Susan Sontag from the photographer, Annie Leibovitz.
I'm the wrong person to ask because I don't know who either of these people are.
Probably neither of them, actually.
Honestly, I don't know who Susan Sontag is, but I have Audre Lorde's quote tattooed on me. Your silence will not protect you.
It's like people, you know, people are so stupid and they can't analyze anything, so they're like, well, we have Ellen, so everything's okay. And I'm like, yeah, she got famous in the closet and then she came out. Look at people who are also comics who are always out. No one's ever heard of them. So like people who had integrity around their sexuality and in their artwork and in their life, who are my age, I'm 51. Forget it, you're in the margin forever. The really radical roots of gay and lesbian art making that came authentically from people's experience have been pushed to the side, although they still exist. But that is true for all media and all communities across the board. It's true for Black cinema, it's true for everybody.
And has the experience collaborating on the screenplay, is that something that you're more interested in for the future?
Well, basically I just wrote what Cheryl wanted. It's fun, but it's not, you know, I'm not expressing myself except for my one key line.
What's your one key line?
You gave up the key to the kingdom for the sake of your twat. That's my line.
Chosen a little beer before your reading?
Yeah.
How are you feeling? Are you a little bit nervous or secure or?
Well, I'd say I'm a bit jet lagged still and a bit.
Oh yeah.
And hungover. I am hungover.
Oh my god, and you two guys together again. So excited.
Don't we look just like new?
Yeah.
Nothing, we haven't changed a bit. We haven't changed a bit.
Nope.
Did you guys memorize it or no?
Memorize? No, nothing is nothing's in
Because you know what? Nothing is written in stone.
Nothing's written in stone at all. Like a lot of things are gonna change.
She said with confidence.
Around here.
Daddy, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
You ready to rock it?
I'm ready to rock this. Okay.
The goal is to make sure that every single person working on this film, from the grip to the principals, understands coherently what the story is and why people do what they do.
Sarah is here for the day. She'll be here briefly in the morning. She's going to take what we do today and what we eliminate and what we talk about to the next level and deliver us a final draft of this process. So let her rip, you know. It's going to be a bumpier ride.
And we're off.
Hey, honey, where are you going?
As the reading of the script goes from campy.
Let me take you to a motel.
Oh, come on. Does this never end?
Don't you tell me what to do.
Too intense.
Your whole generation is one big car crash, and mine had to pay the fucking price.
After the reading, the cast gives their notes.
I think she's not going to be admitting all the time that I'm an old lady. She's still a young, hot villain. I mean, 41 is still young.
Cheryl, you wrote this speech.
Then it's up to Sarah to give her own tweaks.
I need an action with it. You know what? None of this shit has anything to do with this. You know, this is fucking bullshit, man.
But it's with Deke in the role of Cricket that the script faces a fundamental problem.
I said cut it out.
Fuck off, you black bitch.
Ooh, no, you didn't.
You know, sorry. I don't know why I'm acting that way.
Right. No,
I don't know why I'm raping people and calling black bitch, and I don't know why I'm doing that.
You know, if I could say something about this type of person, I feel like in my life, I've seen a lot of people like that. A lot of these young lesbians, and I remember them from when I was one, who are morally anarchistic.
I'm saying that I don't understand why she acts the way she acts. If you were to tell me, Deke, you just did a pile of PCP before you came to this party, and you want to rape her, and then you go
So
and...
you're not really yourself.
Why do you think you're raping her?
I'm molesting her while she's
But
sleeping.
somebody, and a lot of, not just lesbian, a lot of people would think that that's funny. Why do those people think that that's funny?
Wait. Okay. Maybe we should stop for tonight. Because I don't know anyone who would think that it's funny to molest someone who's sleeping and passed out.
Of course, but there are a lot of people who would think that. I'm not saying that it is.
For me, I think that the moral ambiguity that comes up is that if she's done something morally reprehensible and we accidentally kill her, it makes it seem like it's in any way, or that the story is in any way saying that it's excusable that we killed her because she was molesting, raping, being an asshole. I don't think the movie wants to say, you know what, she deserved to die, and we're not right for killing her and covering it up. And if you add all these things into it, to me, it gets murky and not clear what the movie's saying.
So this scene is a scene that I think we need to choreograph. This is the scene that we're workshopping and going to workshop this weekend.
Yeah.
Alex Juhas is a professor at Pitzer College, and this actually is a college.
So this is Dial's first day of the workshop.
How super mega close up are you to me?
Are my boobs lopsided right now?
Everybody has many different talents.
She's one of the actresses in preparation.
So I was told I better put makeup on for the workshop, and I thought, okay, makeup for the workshop, for the acting, what is real, what is not real, that kind of thing.
Everybody's doing this for the collective and the love of the project and their own ideas, but I want to find out what those are.
It's an old school dyke thing. I mean, this is how I started. I wouldn't be where I was if it wasn't for rooms like this and processes like this.
I find Cheryl's work really inspiring. You know, as an African descent woman who's a lesbian, it lets me feel as if I can also do it.
I'm here because, well, Cheryl asked me to.
I'm here for personal reasons and for political reasons. It's intriguing also to just be the actor, because I often write, direct, act, produce, do everything, shove it along, hold the microphone, hold this.
I just moved to LA with less than a year ago, and so I'm kind of building a whole new film community, especially queer community.
How do you say no to one of the pioneers of filmmaking and queer filmmaking?
I think it's sort of about letting go, letting grow. We had a big night last night, and I wanted to decompress that moment. We never got to really talk about the script. I mean, first off, are we comfortable with the script as a script?
I don't really know what to say at this point. I just have to be honest in saying that I have no regrets about our discussion last night. Maybe we should stop for tonight, because I don't know anyone who would think that it's funny to molest someone who's sleeping. But I'm a little bit more timid today and trying to let everyone come together as a collective to understand this character. The first person I ever slept with was a woman, and I fell madly in love with her. I was madly, madly in love with her, and I sort of tried to deny my homosexuality before that because I did not want to be gay. And then when I found out that this woman was attracted to me, for the first time in my life, I felt alive. I felt everything from the bottom of my, tips of my toes to the top of my head. And that's when I was like, shit, I'm gay. She called her boyfriend after and put him on speakerphone and said, I finally did it, I slept with a girl. And it broke my heart, it ripped me apart. And I think it was at that moment I knew that I had to form my sexuality in a way that would enhance me as a member of our community. I think we all have an individual responsibility to use our gayness as a positive thing in society, to use our oppression rather, not to use our gayness, but to use our oppression to forward ourselves. I'd like to ask a question to you as the filmmaker. What is your objective in, the 26-year-old that's just graduated from college or the 15-year-old in high school to see this movie? What is your objective? What do you want them to see about your generation? Do you want them to see that you're all bitter and angry and want to fuck us? Like what? I just want to know. I'm not saying that that's what you're trying to
all right,
portray.
what I'm saying is,
I'm not
all
saying
right,
that
I'll
you're
tell
trying
you,
to
I'll
portray
tell you,
that.
I'll tell
I'm
you.
not saying anything.
That
Don't get me
our
wrong.
generation sort of got pulled through identity politics. And definitely are left in this sort of cloud of like shape-shifting and who are we and what we're about. And I think there's a whole thing about a younger generation that seems much more, they have a clear chance to take on, the world in a different way.
Generalising about our generation is you, Cheryl. I don't think I don't feel at all of how you feel. I think it's your personal story.
But our characters about politics. I know that many lesbians from my generation and above do not understand trans or anything like that. They want it to be clear, like I just want to be women and women together. What you talk? I don't use dildos. I still, we just rub up against each other or whatnot. I mean, I don't know. They want to explore other boundaries of their identity, and this is all confusing. What the fuck is that? It's just as problematic as what we were trying to deal with the straight world.
As a younger person, say I'm sitting over there and I'm looking at the script or hearing it objectively, it makes me afraid to get older. It makes me scared to get older. It makes me feel like I will be bitter, like I will be in a bad relationship. It's so true, isn't it?
Oh, hello. When I was a young lesbian, I was afraid to get old. I was scared I'd be alone, bitter, and a drunk. And I was right. For many years, I blamed lesbian cinema. I did. Until I found out who the real culprit was. Lesbian menopause. Luckily, there's a new product out in the market, Menopausopolis. It's all the rage without the rage. I feel like I have my period again. Hello, stranger.
Right? So you were being this character who is preserving her youth in the sense of trying to keep closer to that concept of older, wiser, lesbian, older maybe, right? Maybe you don't like that?
I feel if we're creating this, I think that is a horrendous cliche about women in their 40s. That is like, we need to bloody fight that. It's about thoughts. It's not about, I'm 42, so I feel fucked off at my life and I want to get a nice bit of young flesh to suck on. No.
There's only 1 in 4 women over 40 in this film who have sexual desire.
Yeah, it's totally unreal. And bloody hell, 40. I mean, I'm just beginning to know what to do. Oh, that's not on camera. It's always my big beef when people go lesbian bed death. And I'm like, exactly, lesbian bed death. Straight bed death, big time. Gay bed death. Gay men bed death. Straight women, men bed death. And always poor lesbians blamed about everything. And now lesbians getting like we're 40, we're not sexual. It's like calling lesbians witches again. Back to that side. And we can't start doing it because everyone's doing it anyway.
So you want to create more hope in there in our... does everybody feel that way?
I suppose
it's also a genre. This is a thriller. This is I was calling it noir, but it's more melodrama. But, definitely we're making a genre film, a film that people, lesbians usually don't die in the end of the film. They run away holding hands and, everything sort of gets sorted or, generally, right?
Well, I don't know. The cliche is always that women do always die in the end. That's what you always...
The cliche from this. All right, then the lesbian cliche from the 80s and 90s was everything works out and, Desert Hearts and let's look at our lesbian history and girl gets girl, girl meets girl, da-da-da-da-da-da-da, right?
Killing 2 birds with 1 film. Genre versus social responsibility. Cheryl, where are you going?
Go shoot this thing.
It's day 2 and everyone is dying to talk to me about the film.
Can you do that thing out of my fucking face?
I see someone basking in the sun. Let's do it.
No, you look lovely today. It's very Jackie O.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I'm going for Rosie O'Donnell.
And we're here back with Cheryl on the fly. She's running around, she's directing, she's producing, she's working. Hey ladies, you want to talk about the film? Hey, little dog, you want to talk about the film? Can you present yourself for the tag?
Yeah, I'm
what you're doing?
Jack Halberstam. I'm sort of consulting with Cheryl in many ways about the idea of a dark thriller drama. I am a professor at USC, and I teach film, media, queer studies, gender studies, and culture in general. Some of the butch stuff feels a little bit at odds with the lesbian. The idea that the butches are all also comfortably women. I think in this day and age, people are probably going to question that.
What are the butch characters in the Owls?
Carol and MJ and Sky and Cricket-ish.
There's a debate about whether Sky is trans or butch. So that's, I think.
What is she? She's
what
desperate.
is she?
She's
Is she a he?
Is she a he? Is he a she? Or is she just somebody to come kick your ass?
Sky, the Avenger.
When I went to this audition, I got he all the way into the door. Now, when I have to work with them and they're going to determine what kind of roles I'm going to get, the first thing I said to them, I said, well, they said, so tell us why you're here on the show. And I said, well, because there's no one like me. Well, what does that mean? I said, I'm a gender terrorist. What's that? And I said, well, you've been calling me he, and I'm actually she. And she goes, oh, so you're transsexual? I go, no, I'm not transsexual, but I am a she.
Some people are finding it problematic that she's not being identified as trans.
But if she doesn't identify as trans herself, then...
But it's not in the script.
This has nothing to do with being queer either. You know, like what I'm asking for is recognition, to be recognized as a woman.
And there's also this issue about the fact that the characters are playing someone like themselves. And since Skylar is not a trans man at all, and that's not her identification, like she's producing the role that reflects her relationship to the world, right?
I love being a woman. Yeah. I mean, I love being a woman in a sense of I don't regret how I was born. Do you know what I'm saying? Do I think women have it hard? Yeah. I don't love how hard I have it as a woman, but also I pass unintentionally, but I do pass. So I don't have it as hard as most women do. But I also don't have it as easy as most women do. When I reveal, then I become something less than woman.
Our community, how it's changed over the past, I'd say 5 to 10 years, please correct me if I'm wrong, is that there's a huge transgendered population, and there's a huge trans man population within the lesbian community that needs to be spoken to, that needs to be spoken for.
But every time we do this one, all the time we were talking about queer film, did you go out there with the burden of having to represent every time everyone in your community, you have to have something trans in it?
Every time we mention the L word, each and every person in this room is like, ugh. Well, because not enough people were represented, right?
Would you make Cricket trans?
Sure, that's fine. No. I mean, whatever. But
No, we're not trying to talk to everybody. Otherwise, you just get creative. But I'm saying I don't want to talk to everybody. Creativity by committee is gross and watered down and uninteresting.
Is it believable that a Cricket character, let's say she's very cross-identified, she's quite masculine in appearance, she's playing everything. Is it believable in this day and age that that character would not have thought of being trans?
I hope so. Like, yeah. This is a little. Can you choose text for you? How about not outing my gender at all? The audience is not going to get tipped off as whether I'm male, female, transgender. I think that doesn't really tell the story any further. You know, what this is about is, like you mentioned, it's about avenging.
Sky, the Avenger.
Nobody is beyond categories, because when you walk down the street, people are checking you and affixing a category to you. None of us make our own categories. We live in a world that categorizes us in all kinds of ways. And so that fantasy of being beyond categories is it's a sort of liberal notion that you can be freer than you actually can.
And how do you identify yourself?
I identify as a sort of transgender butch. I'm a no-op transgender person. I don't try to pass in the world as a man, but I'm comfortable with he or she, and I go with Jack.
What do you identify as today?
Queer mother. I don't succumb to the sort of butch femme thing, which is hard for a lot of women that I date, for example. They either want me to be more masculine or more feminine.
Butch femme.
I know, right?
Oh my god, I fell asleep for a second.
I've lived a complicated life. I've loved lots of different people, but I'm totally affiliated with the gay and lesbian community, and I'm a lesbian mom, for God's sakes. I'm never going to not be a lesbian, so I'm sleeping with a man right now. Okay.
I mean, I guess trans and queer, you know.
So, yeah, I think I pretty much have always been perceived as the girl. In a way that sometimes irritates me, actually. Because it just the word femme comes with a lot of baggage it's about passivity and neediness and vulnerability and wanting people to take care of you, and
Which is not you. For me as a lesbian, it's not weird for me today to sleep with a man. That's different than...
I guess, no.
Sure.
No.
Are you not going to call a trans man a man? A trans man is
No, I'm not saying that.
Then it's technically not odd for me to sleep as a man, and I will still get to keep my lesbianism.
I don't just date girls anymore, but I don't just date boys, and I don't know, I'm dating a trans woman right now, and so is that straight? I don't know.
I think also that there is respect in saying you're a woman. I think that we need to reclaim woman, just like men are real men, women are real women.
I guess I just don't really want to have to identify as anything, but just like a fag, basically.
I don't even know what I am in one sense, in the sense of, butch, femme, mother, black, white. This whole paradigm of my politics has changed.
Well, butch. I'd take that on with a big badge. I'd wear it with honor. Butch is an attitude, more of an attitude, and also, like it or not, it's about how the world perceives you.
I don't think a lot of people identify as lesbians as defined by this group of people, basically, in the 90s.
There's a lot of stuff in the script about, these young lesbians, or they're apolitical. I mean, I'm not even sure how many young lesbians call themselves young lesbians at this point.
Okay, my definition of lesbian is a woman who loves other women. And that's really problematic when gender identity comes into it, because, I don't always feel like a woman who loves other women.
With sort of the slightly younger generation, it seemed like lesbian was sort of that term was sort of uncool maybe 4 years ago, and everybody was like queer, and I feel like there's kind of like post-queer lesbian identity again. It's like people are starting to use that again, sort of in retrospect of this change, and to reclaim it kind of again. And so maybe it's this dodgeball, forever.
Well, the thing that makes us the most corrupt as characters is that we are banking on the fact, because we understand that a young lesbian in the world who's been disenfranchised from her family, nobody cares and nobody's looking for. So we're actually banking on this cultural knowledge.
We're focusing a lot on the owls and the older generation, but truth of the matter is that we're really commenting on the younger generation and how a lot of us are lost and forgotten.
There is an intergenerational struggle here, right? And that intergenerational struggle in the end is fatal. That is fatal.
So how do we get from struggle to strangle? Let's ask our two experts.
A whole generation of activists created youth groups. And those youth groups, it turns out, have then been socialized into thinking about older people as the problem.
I know, because I go to campuses all the time, that a lot of schools create this kind of weird LGBT ghetto inside the school where they get funding from the school. There's an adult who coordinates everything, and they do kinds of gay activities on campus. But what it's done is they've created a town gown split for gay people. It used to be that the gay world was one world that was very mixed class.
All of these narratives about what things were like, say 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, are not being passed on then. And then it's suddenly like young people just saying, we don't accept what these older people say. And then the older people say, these young people, they've forgotten all the things that we did politically to make this new lifestyle possible. That's a generational conflict.
Spawned from, I mean, go fish transgender, right? But today, that's a completely different scenario than you guys were dealing with in your 20s.
I really was thinking about something. I'm sorry, I have to admit, I was thinking about something else. It was interesting. I just was thinking about sex. She said sex, and I was thinking about sex. I was having like, oh yeah, I do. I was having a little fantasy moment. I'm sorry, I was drifted off.
What? I said, she said leave, okay?
Leave when I'm good enough.
It's the last day of the workshop, and a lot is going on. Candy is filling up the candy. Lisa and Cheryl pretend it's the 90s. And Guinevere shows off her acting chops.
Caress, boost, condemn, placate, smother, appease, heal,
But the main order of business, the script.
What is it that you like and dislike about what's on paper right now?
I like it all and I don't like it all, you know?
Today's their last chance to discuss and revise the script before production, and everyone has lots of changes.
Okay, scratch all of that. I'm changing this completely.
No, but like, tell me something, there's some action or dialogue, like really like...
Oh, the one
script?
scene that I really want to work on is my scene with Skylar at the end of the table.
Sky, the Avenger.
It was a Schulman adjustment to the script around our dialogue where we sort of bond. And right now we're bonding on issues around like Audre Lorde and things like that. And I think that we wouldn't speak that way so much.
Okay. Well, that was a little too sisterly.
I know. Well, I didn't do that. That's a whole nother film.
I didn't do that.
I think once you enter an African American woman, queer woman space, you are, automatically there's an assumption about us being sisters. And I realize in my life I've had this break, I've never fit in that community so well because there's this assumption of like we're going to be on equal footing, we're going to be the same, and some of us are really different.
For a change, people who are othered in other movies are central to this movie and are not othered. They're not othered, they're not explained, they're not labeled.
They're just as is.
They're as is, they're humans.
Campbell said in her B unit interview, so interesting that there's two black characters in the movie, and yet they're not written as black. Well, when Campbell says that, that's in the movie.
Settle down. We need to do this. We've done a lot of other things, and we talked about some of those issues, but now we actually need to go through the script. So let's take it from the top. I had nothing to do with it. Yes, you did.
I just think, cut those two lines. Honey, we're going to be honey sweetie all of a sudden.
Right,
We're in terror.
Lily opens the door. It's Sky, late 20s, dark skin, stylish, holding a motorcycle helmet. At first, no one is sure if she's a man or a woman.
Okay, I'm not opening the door. I think I'd say hi first.
I think she would. That's what people normally do, isn't it?
I can go outside the door and we can try it really quick. Hi. You want to try it? Hi. Is Amy and Susan here?
R.
I think my character wouldn't say R. It's too proper. I changed it. So, opens the door. Hi.
Hi. Okay, then. I see we'll be here for a while. So I decide to swing by the B unit, the very secret place where they filmed the talking heads. But my access is denied.
This for my film.
It's important.
I'm sorry.
Can we film?
No, please don't.
Luckily, everyone goes to the bathroom at one point or another, so I decide to slip in unnoticed. No entranque. Huh.
Can we lose people?
So B unit's job is to kind of like, as soon as an actor's done with a scene, pull them aside and ask them a question in character.
Don't forget we're doing talking head, documentary, all this stuff that's another layer of the film. The A and the B camera, the A narrative and the B truth, and how those two things fit together, because fiction is truth and truth is fiction.
Is this your interview?
Yeah.
Oh, you can't stay for it.
Since I can't show you what happened in there, here's an example. In this scene, ex-girlfriends MJ and Iris are about to reconnect.
Make out, cricket.
After the scene, the actors would go to the B unit to talk in and out of character about the film.
Like this way, we keep referencing Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf together. We're like, oh yeah, like they're just so awful together.
I either have to ditch her and leave her forever, or I have to stay with her forever, guarding a body under a pool, neither of which options are particularly sexy.
I think it's a great reason for couples to stay together. Better than the baby.
Yeah.
Forget the dog, the puppy, the babies. Bury someone in the swimming pool.
Yeah.
Let's check back in with the Owl Ranch.
So it's going, hi, can I help you? Is Amy and Susan here? Who? How much time has passed?
A year. It's fucking hell. I do not like this process.
What part of the process are you in? Well, we're in the frustration process. How is all that going to be written down? It's not okay.
Just for us to know.
Oh, backstory.
I would prefer everyone tells me what they think and I write it. Or I tell everyone what I think and they write it. I just don't think that a bunch of people in a room writing something. It's hard to do with two people.
Yeah, it's a hot set. Everyone is all like crabby, cranky, like backbiting and what's going on. I mean, that is what really gets me turned on.
You know, I developed this as the process of making the script, and maybe it was too developmental in the sense of it being too open.
You fucking cunt, are we keeping that?
She bit me.
If you don't like it, what do you then
I'm
change it?
thinking, sorry.
Well,
Does anyone else have a suggestion? Or is everyone thinking it's
Fucking
slowly?
cunt. Would you say you fucking cunt if somebody bit you?
I would never say cunt, but maybe Cricket would. You fucking cunt, if you bit me, fine.
Okay, we can change it. Let's just get through the thing.
Now, I'm sorry, but why would I ask you after I've called you a fucking cunt, you bit me, you're a bitch, you're crazy, why would I say you don't want me to leave, right?
Where does that happen next? I'm sorry.
This is old, okay?
Okay, no, but we're working through it. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm just in a little vulnerable mood. I'm vulnerable. I'm allowed to be vulnerable too.
You are.
I don't think there's anyone in this room who's not vulnerable. So maybe
No one knows you're not vulnerable.
A film in the can is worth two in the bush. Nestled in the far-off hills, tucked away from society, this is MJ and Iris's glass castle, the place where it all started and a life ended. Despite planning to shoot 6 to 9 pages a day, the collective seems zen. Is this the quiet before the storm?
What's the line? Anybody? Script?
Skylar, can you just say something to me, please? Can someone get Cheryl on 9?
Action. Of course I'm sure.
Okay.
Whoa! Ah!
Oh,
Okay. I am not okay.
That was good. I think I can use a little bit of both takes.
This is like your first day on the set.
Yes.
Will you be here more?
Yeah, I'm gonna be throughout the whole shoot. Yeah, I think it's very helpful for me as an editor, also to know what she likes, you know, and get a feel for her rhythm and also to be there for her.
These kind of different, more dramatic lighting schemes in the background.
Sorry, what are you doing today?
Jerking off.
On camera? Does that make you embarrassed, those scenes?
Absolutely. I'm so completely and totally embarrassed, yeah.
Why?
And nervous. Why? Do you want to do it? You would. You would be like, oh yeah. No?
I'm just an investigative reporter.
So you're just really sort of in your bubble. I think you would be like a little like anxious-y and, you know, the masturbation out of anxiousness.
Can you give us a sneak peek of like some kind of caress?
Action.
What would you do? Would you do like that?
No, that's your mouse hands.
You know, like, let me make this quick, let me make this quick.
I would do like my inner thigh as like the mouse
you
pad.
pick the mouse?
That's my suggestion.
And cut.
VS came in really handy to bring us to our next topic, sex scenes.
People are gay for a reason, and that reason has to do with sex. You know, it's interesting because I've had a lot of different sexual experiences in my life. I started being a lesbian when I was 16. Now I'm 51. That's many, 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 many years. And in that time, I've had many experiences with women who were like straight, or I was the first woman they had sex with, and they're shocked at how sexy it is. People were lesbians because they wanted to have sex with women. That's what made it go.
And go they did, as the actors have either cut or modified all the sex scenes except for one, and even that one looks uncertain. Leaving me with the question, do lesbian films always have to include a sex scene?
Your character is the only owl that has what is allegedly still on the script as the only sex scene. What's your opinion on the sex scene? How do you see it, and what's going on with that?
You know, what my opinion about sex scenes in general is I don't like them. I think they are unnecessary a lot of the time in film.
And one of the hardest things for any actor is sex scenes. I know for me, it's actually not my favorite thing to do.
I think they're embarrassing to watch the actors shuffle around with their naked bodies all flumping on top of each other. It's embarrassing to sit next to someone in the audience while two people are trying, or three, or whatever.
So I try to break down barriers with the actor if I have an intimate scene with them. So we got somewhere with it.
I had a great discussion with Skylar, and I said, let's do Jane Campion's sex scene. And of course, that could be whatever that means.
Yeah, I was like, can you elaborate?
I meant kind of art house, subtle, seductive. You don't really see the action. You don't see the plunging and the in and the out of whatever.
But as the day proved to be more difficult and time-consuming than planned, the set starts to break down as confusion and frustration fill the air.
No, anybody who knows any underwater equipment, my underwater person was never confirmed.
How long ago did they call you for the motorcycle?
At least 4 hours now.
What's been the biggest challenge so far?
You know, the fact that we're doing it in 5 days, 6 days now, it's just too rushed.
First day of shooting, we're still figuring out script points.
Guys, quiet on set, please.
People are going to be sitting around, and I think there's a lot of that, and there's been a lot of experimentation with the B unit, and we are in close quarters, and but the nature I think keeps us going, and I think we saw some lovely deer.
I just went on set for a mouth close-up and then discovered when I was standing there that I had a line.
We're just changing gears a lot.
Yeah, I think we're shooting inserts. They're more like wild.
We have a plan, but the plan, you might have a plan that says, A, B, C, D, E, but you're actually doing A, E, F, G. Like what?
It's disorganized. I feel like I'm not being kept in the loop, which doesn't help me as an actor be prepared for my role.
Everyone here is striving for some kind of perfection of their craft.
Yeah, I think those ones are usable, and you can cut some from the others, cut between.
Yeah, I think it frustrates people when they can't make it the best they know how, and that's the constraints of not having money and not having time.
Are you ready to go in?
Back in the swing of things, morale is high as celebrity actors join the collective as day players.
It's really romantic. Yeah. Guys, when you see the tiling in the bathroom, you are gonna fall in love.
What makes your character wise?
What makes her wise? Who said she was wise?
Is she wise?
No, she's an idiot. She's a mess, and she's really, really focused on something really unrealistic. She's not letting go of the past. She's not moving on. She's not imagining a future for herself that makes any sense. I mean, are they supposed to be wise? Did I miss something?
Well, the whole thing about the terms calling it the owls.
Maybe I think that the owl, the older, wiser lesbian thing in the context of this movie is ironic.
When you were younger, did you feel like you had mentors in older lesbians? Did you have contact with older lesbians?
God, no. We just made fun of older lesbians. It's like the owl's worst fear. The young lesbians really are oh, you're so old, be quiet, nobody cares what you have to say, you're old.
But it seems like women are being resexualized with all these terms, and maybe because we're looking better or we're taking better care of ourselves.
But like the term MILF and the term cougar, I find both, it's like, you're hot for a mom, you're hot for an old lady. Oh, you look good for your age is not really a compliment. You know what I mean? I know that I'm super sexy at 41. I am definitely older and wiser and maybe hotter. Wonderful. That was so great. We should get a safety.
As a DP, how do you think she's working?
She's freaking amazing. She's calm. She doesn't lose her mind. Even though they were 4 hours behind yesterday and all that crap, didn't get a shot list the day before, she was still awesome.
Does it feel weird to be wearing all this makeup?
It feels like a blanket on my face, actually, yeah. A heated blanket. A heating pad.
I can't wear makeup, I don't know what I'm doing.
Would there be like a makeout scene?
I think we're supposed to kiss or something.
I'm like, you know what, let's just make it real. Let's just really I think deep tongue.
It's in our contract that we don't touch each other. So I don't know what people are talking about this.
Except vagina to vagina. Okay. And ass to ass.
Ass to ass.
Did you guys make out and go fish?
We had full-on sex scene.
Nudity.
Yeah. And we were like we are now, friends and not lovers.
How was that?
Awkward and hilarious.
It was awkward because it was not really scripted so much.
And my girlfriend was directing and her girlfriend was doing sound.
It was pulling the dolly, I think.
Yeah, pulling the dolly.
You know, pulling the dolly.
You know what I mean?
If you want.
No, but we weren't supposed to have any sex scene, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, yeah, you guys are supposed to, like... I don't know what Cheryl's thinking.
And
not enough sex in the movie. Because the only other sex scene is Lily and Sky Blur, right?
Whatever we get, we got. Nice one. We just gotta go on.
What are you up to, Lisa?
I don't know, I'm waiting to talk as Lisa about death.
This is a murder, this is the burying of identity, I really think. This sort of identity politic is dead. Long live the new identity politic.
Rhys is picking up the underwater camera housing. We're gonna use our talking heads camera to shoot underwater.
We're losing light right now.
I don't know. You have to ask Cheryl which one of these she wants.
And the point of this is...
There's the camera in the window right there.
So we're looking at it?
Iris and MJ, you guys are sitting on Cricket's grave. Can you talk about how that feels to you and what that means?
The last I heard, Cricket was buried under the fucking pool. So it's news to me that she's even buried here.
Supposing you did know that she was buried there, Iris, can you respond to that? Since you guys buried her in this pile of rocks yourself?
Supposing that Cricket was buried right here. The fact that there's a body...
Boom's in the shot.
Okay, boom up higher. Alright, so take from the top.
I would say that I feel a little unsettled.
Yeah, I know, they're going. Okay, sorry.
I think it's a metaphor for oldness and emotional cripples.
Lesbian bed to death.
What else, Cheryl?
I didn't even see you there.
I just appeared. You guys are returning to sort of an indie moment. Is this something about death of this indie moment in queer film? I think we're birthed in that. We shaped those moments. A certain form of queer cinema needs to die for new queer cinema to be
But
birthed.
is this the birth of new queer cinema?
I think so.
No pressure.
I learned
But we can also fix it in the, do it in the close-ups.
So we're thinking,
In MJ's mind, like going back to Iris is still like a possibility, a desire?
Yeah, I think so. But I think she just doesn't know anything else by this point. And I don't think they love each other. I think they're just like stuck, you know, they can't get out of their creepy relationship, you know.
Do I believe that love can last forever? Yeah. Well, I think most people that I ever loved, I still love. Hate can also last forever.
Hate is a relationship too.
Some say love, it is a river. Go, take it. Take it.
what? Good ending there, that's nice.
Are your intimacy scenes going to be as subtle as...
The ones we had today? Yeah, I've taken my lead. I've learned from Guinevere how to do intimacy scenes, and I'm very pleased. So what you got on camera, the rehearsal, that's the biggest sex scene that whole film's going to have. It's getting less from now on.
Action.
Security code and your office crap for real estate. Give me the key. Give me the key, please. The real estate agent is coming at 4 tomorrow. Please don't be here. And I believe that we have now done a version of this. I'm gonna go with 20 times. But I'm not sick of it yet, I gotta say. That looks good. But how if she had a slate?
And then we would cut to our scene, but we don't have that time to shoot that ambiance.
The team realizes there is not enough time to shoot all the footage, so it's up to the B unit to now get the B-roll.
At the end of a first sequence, it cuts to a montage of feel of like the old man sitting in the chair, drink bottle, man getting to his truck, the coffee cup on the chair, little children walking past the thing, the little fruit shack.
It's just the communication between the two units is like...
Yeah, the low
So we're tripping over each other.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think we're slowing them down.
So we're gonna have Lisa and I over here.
I was struggling for a long time with loving Cricket. Much like I think she struggles to love herself, I was struggling to love her. You know, it's hard to love someone who doesn't feel like they're worthy of love and doesn't love themselves. So I can go wherever I want. I can turn to her like this and say blah, blah, blah. Right. Her death made me understand her life.
I'd like you to leave. Could you just walk over to her and say,
Could you please leave now?
Why would you please leave now?
And then I'm like, hey, no, I want her to
Fuck
stay.
you. She has no one, and she certainly doesn't have herself. So this is more of a suicide mission for me. It's my last-ditch attempt at finding a place where I fit in. Coming here, I want them to say, like, we were once just like you, and you're just like us. Why don't you stay, and we'll take care of you.
And it's interesting that you would pick Iris, which is probably the least capable of loving out of the four main owls.
Yeah, but the person that reminds me of myself, the person that I feel like would understand me the best. You know, she drinks a lot because she's in pain, too.
Oh, fucking bitch bit me!
Hey, come back.
Fuck you!
No, can you just go now, please?
Can I go now, please? She fucking bit me!
I want to fight. I want to fight everyone and anyone. I'm in full survival mode. And my, character of defects are way up
Who the fuck are
because
you?
of the drugs and drinking and the broken heart and the loneliness and the abandonment.
Fucking bitch, the fuck are you in my fucking house with my fucking girlfriend? Who the fuck are you?
In a way, they made you stay.
Yeah. I guess I got what I wanted.
Welcome to Carol and Lily's rustic Shangri-La, a cozy little home made for two, not 42. These are the hottest days of the year. I hope everyone stays cool.
Everybody is being absolutely fantastic. Everybody's in good form, everybody's in good humor, so we're enjoying a good day.
How do we do in the other house?
We did a little bit of omitting, but I think we got the important stuff.
Jennifer. How many costume changes do you have today?
Gosh, I don't know, probably about 10. So.
It's a big day.
They're all big days.
I'm thinking about the script, she's thinking about the edit, and she's thinking about the shot.
How do we do in the other house? Do we have to cut stuff?
I'm feeling very good. I mean, I know we ran out of time, so we had to swing it, so to speak. And I still think it's all gonna work fine.
What are your challenges here today with this location?
This location is in the middle of Los Angeles, very close to downtown. We're just going to try and work around with the one lab we've got because the others went down.
The fruit I could never do anything like that. Everyone who knows me knows that everything I touch dies, in plant-wise.
Where are we in your story today?
It's bonding. It's bonding, scene day.
What's the symbolism in the garden?
The garden is that things need to grow and die and grow.
I mean, I think the symbolism in the garden is the love that I had for cricket. Lisa, come here. Are we doing a little love scene today?
Not yet.
When are we doing it?
Tomorrow? Love scene is intimate scene. It's changed its name.
Lisa and I were pretty flirty the last time I saw her. You know, offset, but it's just kind of like fun. I think we're just trying to break down the nervousness of having to be intimate.
This looks delicious.
Let me know how it tastes.
Okay.
Looks to each other. All right, so let's give you the direction here.
Can you just try it out before you direct? Just let's let the actors find their way.
I'm trying to do that, and questions are just popping up.
Just let the actors find their way. So, you know, I was having a bit of a time, and I just felt embarrassed that you had to see it. I just arrived, and everyone was telling me what to do, and I suddenly wanted to be cuddled, not told. But that's fucking freaky, because I know it's so hard, you know, to work with actors. Actors can be fucking freaks, and they're divas and they're assholes, and just want to shut the fuck up and get on with it. I know, because I know what. Okay, I wasn't that bad, Campbell.
How close was that to the Iris went over to MJ's because I was asking too many questions.
No, those two, Iris and MJ, they have a lot of things going on their own.
We just finished shooting the garden scene, and I thought it was a complete train wreck. I was not happy. Last minute, we improv'd.
The sense of the film, we're trying to rush to get the garden.
I mean, I found out that we're improvising when I got in the scene. Camera, action. Like, what are these lines you're throwing at me? Why did we write the script? Anybody? Our character's supposed to be achieving their objective. I don't think I achieved my objective. It's too late. Now, the next thing I know, you know, people are just gonna see, you know, me killing her, you know, but I took her woman, you know, I'm supposed to bond with her.
Yeah, you have a similar feeling towards improvisation.
I think an improvised film is completely different from a film. We've got a script, so we've got to do a script. If we're doing improvised film, do an improvised film. And everyone's on the same improvisation, and you've got a direction to go, and I think that's great. I'd actually love to do that. I've never done it. But I don't think we're doing that this time, are we? I mean, are we doing it? Tell me, am I doing an improvised film or not? I thought with this one we're doing kind of like a horror film. Not horror, murder. So I'm doing murder. We're trying to do murder.
What's the different styles between the different actresses you're working with?
Lisa's really emotional and gives lots of stuff on face. She knows how to control her looks and hold things in and express things. Gwen is a great talk fast and has lots of different characters. V.S. is sort of the silent, stoic person, and I'm somewhere in between them. Why I wrote myself this way so I could direct too. I can't be everywhere. And I'm producing, I'm directing, and I'm acting in this film.
We're gonna have to clear a lot of this stuff. Maybe we can start grooming things to the side.
Should we throw union rules out the window and just touch whatever department stuff?
When did we ever follow you?
I'm sorry, did I hear you guys say something to me?
Poison or gun?
Gun.
What was the? Why did you change from poison
Oh,
to gun?
Lord. What? I don't know.
So Cheryl, why poison? Why gun instead of poison?
It was more dramatic that way. They're all poisoned already, so the shooting just like puts them out of that misery.
It's been interesting watching you guys. I've been watching you for a long time, and I couldn't wait to have this moment.
When you point a gun to the head to each character, what are you feeling there?
Oh, just incredible anger. Sit the fuck down. Tell me what happened to Cricket. Like, you have to bring underneath the passion. She lost someone really close to her. Tell me where she is!
And you don't think MJ had a chance to shoot you?
Oh, I didn't tell you I served in the military. So it's really easy to disarm someone. There's a movement that I actually learned in Othello. And let's say, can I use somebody? So what I would have done was this. And now I got the gun from her with this hand, and I went pow, pow. And I'm not gonna tell you guys anymore. Did you see how easy that was?
Yesterday, when Jennifer, aka Groundskeeper Willie, was trying to hold up a poster, her pants kind of fell down, and we saw her underwear, and it was surprising. It was a green thong. Wouldn't think that she'd be a thong wearer, right? Which brought up the question for me: what kind of underwear are all these lesbians wearing?
Hey, what kind of underwear are you wearing?
Underwear.
What kind of underwear are you wearing?
I don't know.
Are you wearing underwear?
I am.
What kind of underwear are you wearing?
Hanky-panky black lace thong.
I'm wearing some American apparel.
Oh, cute. The little boy briefs types?
I think they're kind of hot pants.
Do they have that little, like, crotchy part where you're supposed to stick your penis out? Whoa.
Sadly not. I'm having a big problem with my penis right now, but no, it's all scrunched up in these hot pants. And I've got a nice...
Bras are tomorrow. Today's underwear, sorry. What kind of underwear are you wearing?
Well, I guess
we saw it already.
I'm not wearing any.
Really? We heard you're a thong wearer.
No, that was yesterday.
I'm actually wearing underwear today, and they're just black, sort of Calvin Klein, little boxery, mini boxer things.
Breathable cotton.
Breathable cotton.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, gotcha. We don't need to ask Campbell what underwear because they're always hanging out. So, Candy, what kind of underwear are you wearing today?
Boxers.
Candy's the only one working. We're on a roll with this.
I'm amazed at how frank everyone's just answering.
Yeah, it's good.
I believe I'm wearing boxer briefs.
Boxer? Can we get a sneak peek at the top?
Victoria's Secrets.
Oh, sweet. You're my first Victoria's Secret girl.
I'm wearing jockeys.
All right.
Yeah, you like that?
I like that.
Have they been hanging out all day?
Yeah, they have been.
They've been provoking us.
Oh, cool.
Black boy shorts.
Oh, black boy shorts. Do they have the white penis thing in front or no?
There's a fake pocket.
The fake pocket. Okay, that's a more elegant way to say it. That was the underwear montage for today. You killed someone and made all your friends hide it. Do you feel bad about that?
No.
Yeah, that murder was like the most exciting thing that happened
Totally.
in MJ's life.
I'm a killer. I was just a loser. Now I'm a killer.
That is totally the best revelation I've heard about character story.
I would hope that we don't do the love scene tonight because it's going to be probably not like 2 in the morning again.
How is it doing Miss Turner's makeup?
Hellish, really. I told her yesterday she's cunty and elusive. No, it's great. It's great. She's the comedic genius.
I heard you're cunty and elusive, according to makeup.
What? Fuck you.
So VS, this is your last night?
Is it?
Yeah, but you always look calm.
That's why I know, baby.
Hey, put that away. Focus at the door.
Hi.
Can I help you?
Amy and Susan here?
Who?
Hi.
Actually, we're kind of busy here.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you.
Cut.
Go. Let's go.
It's a picture up on VS Brody.
Oh.
How do you feel about rapping tonight at your last night?
I felt it's okay. It's not funny. Second.
So this is your moment to like confess, like you were the priest, like just if you have anything, just let it out. Like
You can't fucking trick me into saying shit just because I'm whispering. But second of all, it was fine. But then when she was kissing me on my neck a lot and it started giving me a rash.
She was putting her tongue in my throat when we were doing the kissing scene. It was sick. She was groping at me during the sex scene. It seems like it was awful. She was taking advantage of me. It was like sexual harassment. This whole shoot has been a fucking nightmare.
I just know this intimacy has become such a big thing. I think it's become over the top. And I just feel, A, I'm not wanting to do it, but then I'm thinking, am I being a real chicken and not doing it? Let's just do it.
My biggest confession is I was really bummed out that I didn't get to do my scene with Lisa.
It feels a bit like it's being done just for the sake of it, and because I think that's what you have to do for a lesbian film, and I think it's, it's not important.
But my big hope is that tomorrow we have a really cool hot scene together.
Shall I do or shall I not do? That's the question. I can't make up my mind. What is a sex scene anyway?
You know, today's the hottest day of the year.
I know, well, I am a hot tranny mess today because it is the hottest day of the year. 38 degrees centigrade is no joke, but we are in the desert.
Today's the last day. It's a big day for you.
It's a big day. Exciting, kind of bittersweet.
There's no room. I don't want anyone staying here.
There's no room. I don't want anyone staying here.
I think it's gonna be good for us.
That's a tacky last line. Can you not say
Yeah.
that last line?
Look for the blue.
Can you explain what rimming is in the lighting world?
In the lighting world, rimming means that you give somebody a little bit of light on the back of their head to kind of separate them from the background. That kind of gives them an edge. Like lesbians.
Yeah.
Like lesbians are edgy. Edgy. Yeah, edgy. Edgy. We have a band called Total Bullshit.
Put the tools in the shed.
Everybody now.
Tools in the shed.
Action.
It's going well. I'm happy. Yeah, we're getting a lot of good footage today.
It's
a lot of good
beautiful.
coverage. It's great.
It's the last hours of principal photography, and the collective is almost wrapped.
Cut.
There's only one major scene left, Lily and Sky's intimacy scene, which Lisa has finally changed to a seduction scene.
Okay.
Intimacy.
You scared about what?
Look at that.
Bon appetit.
I mean, you're going to put so many lesbians off with this film. I mean, you realise.
What kind of lesbian?
Vegetarian lesbians.
Cue the lamb. Action.
Like, if you said I was 80, I would believe it.
Sure.
Sorry.
80? Do you still want to be free?
You still want it?
Alright, cut.
I'm not quite feeling the seduction here. Let me see if I can spice things up a bit.
Hey, Sky.
You got mine.
Do you want to do something later?
We're rolling.
You come here. Like, if you said I was 80, I would believe it.
80?
I mean that in a really lovely way. You know, I have so many feelings, people under my belt.
Really? Do you still want it?
Yeah, it. Yeah, I still want it. You come here.
Cut? That was great.
That is actually going to be a picture wrap.
I want to thank you guys for making this, vision come true. It's it's a labor of love. I mean, we all believe in the spirit of filmmaking, and I just want to thank you guys so much. And I'll see you at the screening. So here we go.
What festivals are you thinking about?
I'm thinking about Cannes. I'm thinking about Rotterdam. Thinking about
you said yes.
Berlinale,
Looking forward to being in the movie theater and seeing the film, and hopefully changing someone's life.
This is not a lesbian film like I wanted to think that it was, but it's a queer film. There are too many people who identify differently that come together out of commitment to living their lives the way that they want to live their lives and outside the stupid confines of heteronormativity.
You know what? The only thing I want to do is make a good movie.
Although at the end of the day, Cheryl's a lesbian filmmaker and everyone's behind her, so I guess we do share a commitment to her vision.
Are you scared about the results of the film?
I think in a way you always are, because it's a bit like going on a plane, you give up power as an actor. I mean, as anything, even as a director, you're probably giving up power, I'm sure.
The movie really comes alive in the editing room, and it's really hard to tell what are you going to end up with.
I think the focus is on the process and not the end result. And I knew that was part of it, but not to the very intense degree that is the case.
I don't want to rush it. I don't want to push a story that's just not there yet. So what can I do? I mean, I'm teaching. I have 2 kids. I'm, thinking about Watermelon Woman 2. Probably, if we were to push this, it would be pushing for Berlin.
Older, older. From the second we are born, we are older than the second that just passed. What makes us feel old is not age, it's nostalgia. A yearning for moments we know will stay with us forever, and we fear will never live again. Wiser, wiser. Wisdom comes through experience and an understanding for what we've lived. It's insight into people and events, and the ability to act upon our own truths. Lesbian, lesbian. Lesbian can simply mean a woman who loves other women, a term to describe sexual and romantic desire. For others, lesbian is a political identity, a social conscience, a personal and professional decision to represent, question, protest, and create. For these artists, films are a way to make history and cause change. It's an art form, a legacy, a collaborative process. The French director Jean-Luc Godard said, "All you need to make a film was a girl and a gun." But really, all you need is an idea and some friends. But a girl and a gun can always come in handy.